It amazes me how much of a debt that I've accumulated against with food banks and food stamps and stuff. I just don't have any idea how I'd repay them. It's such a unique type of debt. It's not like I've borrowed money. I've taken the food from the food bank. It was supposed to expire anyway, right? But I've taken it for myself when it could go for little kids or something. And it makes me feel really guilty having this weird kind of debt. It's not like I owe loan sharks. It's not like I owe the bank. It's not like I've skipped out on payments to a bank with actual money or anything. It's food that I'm greedily jumping around from one food bank to the next, just trying to offset my costs. And people do it in different ways. I'm doing it with the lowest way possible by relying on the food banks exclusively and food stamps exclusively. And I don't know how I'll ever get out of it. It's just a cycle for me now. A permanent cycle. Just keep borrowing and borrowing more from the food bank and increasing my deficit, increasing my debt. It's just that impossible loan. Imagine if I actually ever made real money, I would really feel that strong sense of obligation to have to pay. So why even bother try to make money? Because I'll have to think about what all I owe for just keeping my head, keeping my nose just above water a little bit. I'm glad I don't have any student loans or any other kind of debt. But still, I'm heavily dependent upon free meals, food stamps, and food banks. That's kind of a social debt. In a way, it doesn't have to be exactly money. Food costs money. And there's people out there running around, spending their own money and time to gather that food for me so I can wait in line and get it. It's the lowest system possible, but I could still rack up debt. It's quite frustrating that I'm just not able to live off the land in any way. I'm completely dependent upon handouts now. And it wasn't always like this. I was reading about the transition between hunting and living off the land to farming now. Our pioneers were completely living off the land with wild animals and stuff. But then when enough wild animals got killed off, apparently that's when the beef production picked up. And, people are eating more cows and livestock because they couldn't rely on the wild game as much, particularly on the East Coast. But, yeah, I'm just living a completely different lifestyle from the pioneers. Changed my psychology for hunting at food banks instead of in the woods. I can't stop thinking about the debt that I'm racking up as a result of that. You don't rack up debt living off the land. I don't know what kind of debt that would become.